Hola a todos, bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube as Perspective. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, y'all. My name is Elle, and this is my perspective. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Okay, so I said, hola a todos. Hello, everyone. Bienvenidos a mi canal de welcome to my YouTube channel, Elle's Perspective. Yeah, I actually have to do that. Like, even though I said it, I got to go back to translate it in my head. Like that's what I have to do. So this is all about Spanish. And do you have to know Spanish to live here in Merida, Mexico? Short answer, yes, you do. Yes, yes, yes. Here's the thing, guys. Let me say this before I get into my spiel. Okay. So I know that I usually tell y'all like I know this much Spanish because I feel like I know this much Spanish. And even after being here for a year, I feel like I know that much Spanish. Um, Okay, so I'm really critical of myself, right? And I'm also an overachiever. And so I feel like I haven't done enough. Like there's like this much Spanish to know. Y'all can't even see it. Like it's that much Spanish. And I feel like the level that I have is so freaking small. Oh my goodness. So I feel like I don't know Spanish, but I don't want to mislead anyone either by thinking that it's okay to not know Spanish and to come here. Okay. So that's not true. Okay. That's not true. There are people who probably don't know what I said when I said Hola todos, bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube, Elle's Perspective. There are people who probably don't even know what I said, but I know what I said. So my Spanish is Spanishing a little more than maybe what you may think my Spanish is, right? And I know my mother had done when she did the interview. She was like, no, 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 she's good. She knows her Spanish, but I still feel like I don't, right? And I'm just gonna say it like this: my confidence levels around Spanish is not there. My confidence levels and other things, oh yeah, it's there. It's on point, right? Like who else is gonna be on this YouTube channel with a bump on their face and still record like they ain't nothing there? Like, right? I got this. I got this. I'm confident in a lot of areas, but my Spanish is not one. So my Spanish is going to stay real small. But again, I don't want you to think that I came out here not knowing any Spanish. I do see some people creeping in my comment section like, you need to know Spanish. The hell, I do know Spanish. Like, go kick a rock somewhere. Like, I know Spanish. It's just not that great. So, yeah. But yeah, I really, really do say that you need to know Spanish to be here. Like, this is Mexico, like Spanish speaking. Okay. You take away from your quality of life. Like you do a huge disservice to yourself if you choose to come here to live and not know Spanish. I am not saying that you have to know Spanish as soon as your feet hit the ground. I'm not saying that at all because that's not my story. That's not my case. That's not my situation even right now. But what I'm saying is you have to be in a mindset to always be willing to learn and to grow and to build your Spanish skills, right? So, yeah, do that. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't do that. Don't be like, okay, well, my Spanish is still better than her Spanish. No, because this is your life. Like if I want to have a shitty life and not speak Spanish, appropriately or to build on my skill level, like this me doing a disservice for myself. But I don't want you to do a disservice for yourself because you don't speak Spanish, right? Like I want you out here. I want you learning. I want you growing. I want you living your best life. I want you thriving, right? So let's take, for example, so I am, y'all know me, I'm that hippie, right? My hair is not all the way dry. Oh my goodness. And it's almost nighttime. Um, ooh, excuse me. So y'all know that I am like the hippie alternative medicine and spiritual person, right? So let's just say that I want to learn more from an herbalist because you already know that I do because I said it in the video. Um, would I learn best from an herbalist who speaks English, who's bilingual, so they speak Spanish and English, or would I learn best from an herbalist here in Mexico that speaks Spanish and I need to learn Spanish, right? You already know. Don't even play with me. So it's just, it's those things. Your quality. Oh my goodness, like the quality, right? I feel like that's the word that I want to use, right? So like the quality is going to be better. It's going to be grade A. if you speak Spanish, right? Your quality of life across the board, because you don't have to rely on someone else to help feed you the resources, right? Like you can use your own voice to be like, hey, excuse me. So I'm trying to figure out um, where's the best herbalist? I'm looking for an herbalist. Okay. And then get your list of herbalists, and then you can go in and you can ask that herbalist questions and listen to that herbalist answer you questions, right? You can ask that. You can do that. But if you don't even speak Spanish, you can ask somebody where some herbalists are, but how do you ask them questions, right? How do you make sure that y'all are a good fit? All these things, right? Like, oh my goodness, there's so much. There's so much. You need to learn the language because there's man, I kid you not. Like the information that I got, like the information, the stuff, yeah. Like that's all I'm gonna say. So here's the other thing that I want to say. If you come to Mexico, Spanish speaking, oh my goodness, somebody got some food going on. I need to hurry up and do this video because I did get some papagajos from the mall today. I need to eat my papas. I need to eat my papas, 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 papas. My potatoes, potato wedges. Okay, so let's say that you come from the United States and you are here in Mexico and you're like, I am not going to learn Spanish. The nerve of you, like the audacity of you. Like, why would you do that? Who are you? Why do you think that people need to cater to you? I don't get that. I don't get that. I only want to speak with people who provide these services in English. What? Hey, why are you here? Like you're coming here to live. I get it. If you're coming here to visit, cool. But if you're coming here to live, you need to start learning some Spanish, right? You can do that in the beginning. That is completely fine in the beginning, but don't have the attitude that people need to cater to you. Don't have the attitude that people need to, yeah, essentially cater to you, like speak your language. Like you are in their house, right? You're in someone else's house now. It's ain't your house, it's somebody else's house. So the least you can do is show your gratitude and learn the language, learn the culture, understand, right? Because at the end of the day, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but at the end of the day, when you move, you're changing. When you're changing, you're growing, right? If you're growing, don't you want to be growing for the better and not for the worse or to stay stagnant? Like, what if you stay stagnant? Are you growing? You're freaking stagnant. Like, take what? Why are you moving if you're not wanting to grow? If you're not wanting to be better? I'll just leave it at that. There's so much, and it is not to be mean, but it is to make sure that you understand that you are in someone else's house and you need to be grateful that the doors were open for you to come in. And so to be grateful, to show that you are grateful, um, learn, you picked to come here. I feel like you picked to come here. um, I feel like we're adults watching this. If you're not, hello, kitties. But I feel like you chose to move here. And so this is where you are probably choosing to set up base and to thrive. Even if it's for a small time, still do the things that you need to do to thrive. Because I kid you not, if you want to see if this is a place for you to stay and you just want to be here for a year and you don't want to learn the language, you're still doing a disservice to yourself. You're still not going to understand how great of a place Merida, Mexico is if you don't learn the language. Like you are hurting yourself. And you may think that there's another place that's better for you, but this may be the best place for you. If only you had taken the time to learn the language and or someone like me, you know the language to um, a degree that can allow you to get out and about, but your confidence is keeping you in. Y'all, that was freaking me. My confidence kept me in all freaking year. And then, in addition to keeping me in all year, I was in that condo. And some of y'all are out here put in the comment sections like, y'all see what it was actually doing to me. Like I was trying to tell y'all in some words that my mental health wasn't doing good, and it just things like that. And I was trying to tell you that there were little things that was, but imagine if you don't get out and those little things are now big things because that is where you are. Like it was a mess, right? So I'm see that I'm getting off topic. So I'm gonna get back on topic. So yeah, that right there. Like learn the language. It is kind of hard at times, but what I say is start small. Start with something that you're really passionate about. Me is food, okay? And then after food, it'll be herbs. But food, pull up some menus and do that. And then you can do stuff like Duolingo. But for real, like Duolingo, I use other sources because I don't want to talk bad about anybody or anything. I still use Duolingo, but Duolingo is not my primary way to learn Spanish. Um, have y'all heard about me working in the emergency department? Okay, so I worked in the emergency department. Working in the emergency department, someone came by and they were like, "Hey," so they just threw you in a fire, right? And I was like, "Yeah, I guess you gotta learn to burn, right?" Guess who learned? Guess who learned a lot, right? Like, guess what? If there's a death, a code blue, a rapid response, someone needs to go out for transport, someone needs to have transport arranged. There's a kidney that I need to arrange for that jet. Yeah. What else? I have someone that's suicidal or homicidal and anything else. Oh, yeah. You're coming to harvest so and so's eyes. Okay. Yeah, they're over there. Okay. Yeah. So, you can handle all those things because guess what? You learned real quick, like, because there was no one else but you, and you had to learn it. So, you can do the same thing here in Merida, Mexico. You can literally, like I said in the video yesterday, go out, get your groceries, get your food. Yes, I go to these same places, not all the same places, but I'm going to some of the same places. And when I'm going to some of the same places, I'm hearing people talk all the time. And it's also tuning my ear to Spanish radio instead of English radio. Okay, it's not radio, it's just people talking. But because my ear is tuned to hear Spanish, then that helps as well. Because again, if I'm tuned to English and I'm in English mode, but then people start speaking Spanish, guess what? They're all talking too fast and I'm not understanding what anybody says. But if I'm already in Spanish mode, then when people start speaking in Spanish, okay, yeah, I'm already tuned in. I got you. What you okay, no, no, no. I don't want that. No, I don't have the rewards. I'm not a member. I don't have the store rewards thingy thing. No. Mm-mm. My phone number? Mm, yeah, no. I'm not. No, no gracias. Like you can start answering and things like that. So yeah, I definitely want to say learn the language because you don't want to be out here being disrespectful to people. And especially there are people on the channel on there are people who are watching. So there are subscribers who are on a budget or who know that they will be coming here on a budget. To not know Spanish is already putting you slightly below, right? So learn your Spanish and then you can figure out your resources on your own. Because one thing I don't want to happen to any of my subscribers is I don't want you to come here and be on a budget, but then you're asking someone who may be on a budget, but their budget is higher than yours. Does that make sense? So you can come here and let's say that I'm just going to give some random numbers, right? But let's say that you're coming here and your budget is 1,500 a month, right? But you are talking to and trying to get resources from someone whose budget is $3,000 a month. Do you see what is going on? So you may be getting help from someone who speaks English and who may know Spanish that can help you out a little bit, but the things that they use may be slightly out of reach. And so now you're going to start feeling like, oh my goodness, Merida, Mexico is expensive as hell. Like, yes, I will tell you a couple of things. Number one, the prices are going up. Number two, that peso was going down. Okay. I think the peso was going back up today. Let me check real quick while I'm doing this video. When I looked at it this morning, it was 17.3. That is according to Wise. And right now it is 17.3. So the peso is going back up with the exchange rate according to WISE. But at the same time, do you not um, understand what I'm saying? So, if your budget is 1,500 and someone else's is 3,000, do you get that they may be able to do some things that maybe you um, can find other ways to cut corners, right? Let me give you an example. And I'll do a video on this a little bit later. So, you know that in the condo that I was in, I had a washing machine, no dryer. So I did not have to pay to go to a lavanderia. I did not have to pay for any of that. So the lavanderias, they have different prices. Some of them you have to have a minimum weight. If you don't even have that minimum weight of clothes to wash, they're still going to charge you based on the minimum charge, right? Which is the minimum weight. So they're going to do those things. Some of them will come to you, some of them you go to them. So again, price ranges are going to be going up and down depending on those different things, right? And so you may be asking your person who has a budget of 3,000 USD per month where they go to get their clothes done. Well, shoot, maybe it's a luxury for them to have someone come to them, pick up their clothes, take it back and wash and do all those other things. Okay, now, someone like me, my budget is not that. My budget is, hell no, I don't want you touching my underoos. Like, what are you doing? No, no, no. Okay. So I don't have my own washing machine. So guess what I did? I went to the laundromat. Okay. I went to the laundromat. And when I went in there, I was just like, auto servicio, auto servicio. I want to do it myself. So yeah, I went and I put my own underoos in the washing machine, my own detergent, my own bleach, right? And then when I got finished, then I took it over and I put it in the dryer and then I dried my own clothes and then I paid. So it's a significantly different price, in my opinion. Just because I've heard of what some people would pay to get their clothes done. I don't know how much it costs to actually go to a lavanderia because I was so uncomfortable with somebody washing my underoos, right? I was 1,000% uncomfortable. I was like, hell no, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? But then I see laundromats, so I can go into those laundromats and wash by myself. If it's a laundromat where they gotta wash it for you, I'm good because sometimes I like more detergent and more bleach. Like, let me do my own ratio. Like, I don't want you doing your ratios. So yeah, just those types of things. But again, it's that like that's something small with washing clothes. But let's say we go from washing clothes to maybe someone is saying to only go to Centro for your food, right? So if you now are going to Centro to get all your food, but you don't live near Centro, like now you got to pay Uber to get there. Or you can catch the bus. But how do you catch the bus? Because your friend didn't tell you about catching the bus because your friend isn't ever going to catch the bus. They're going to do Uber. So it's all these different ways that you can save money that you may not know that you can save money because you are getting your advice from someone whose budget is way above yours. But if you spoke the language of the people in the country in which you live, then you can ask, like, hey, where can I get some fruit from? Where can I get some vegetales, verduras from? You know, all those different things. You can ask people the questions and they can direct you because you know Spanish. You're learning Spanish. Or something I don't have, you can have confidence in asking people, hey, blah 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 blah, whether it's by app or not by app. So yeah, my issue with my confidence in that is okay. I hung around too many people in the United States that were rude as hell. Okay, let's just say they were rude as hell, and so you could literally be in a place where you are speaking English and someone comes up and they may speak Spanish or they may be an exchange student, not an exchange student, but coming to, uh, what is that word? An intern, right? So they're an intern at your company, not your company, but at the company in which you work. And so, excuse me, you'll hear people making comments all the time about them not speaking English. And it's just like, I understood what she said. I I just had a whole conversation with her. Like, and so it's those types of things. And so I feel like, let's not forget, y'all. Let's not forget the help desk, right? You got a computer issue, a tech issue, something, and you calling and somebody's on the phone and it's like, did you did you hear what I said? Did you not hear what I said? Or whatever the case is. Like I feel like those things right there, the language barrier, it'll sometimes get you. The help desk for me, it's not the language barrier for me. It is the one where you call in and you be like, I've already reset my device and it's still not working. Okay, but I need you to reset the device with me. I just said I just turned that shit's back on and it's not working. Can you do it again? The freaky frat. Can you move on to the next step? Because I just told you that I did it. And then it's just like I'll just sit there and act like I'm rebooting it because I said what I said. I'm not gonna do it again because I told you what I just did. And I told you that it wasn't working. So yeah. I'll just sit there for a little bit. And I'm like, oh look, it's coming back up. It was already back up because I told you what I did. Anyway, so though that's what I don't like about the help desk people is, I feel like I have some knowledge when it comes to computerness. So if I've already done that step, I'm not going to do it again just because you want me to do it. I've already done it. Go to the next step. So that right there, that bothers me. Not the language, but that right there. But yeah, so the way that people would talk in the US and always hearing, man, and it's so bothersome. Like to me, people are speaking English. Like I understand them, right? And people are just like, why do they come here if they don't speak English? And I'm like, they are speaking English. I completely understood what they were saying. Now, yes, you can tell that they are not native to the United States, but shit, you got what they were saying, right? I heard what they were saying. English is not their first language. How about that? But I got what they were saying. And it's just like people were just so freaking rude. So I think I'm self-conscious about that. And so being here, I'm just like I want to be 10 out of 10 with my Spanish. And so I feel like I kind of shy away with my Spanish. So yeah, but I Spanish, y'all. I could Spanish a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna say a little bit. I'm gonna say I got kindergarten Spanish, maybe less than kindergarten. Let me preschool. I got preschool Spanish. Yeah, I got some preschool Spanish. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. It's just, know your Spanish. As soon as you think that you want to come to Mexico, that's when I would strongly suggest you to start learning Spanish. If you want to go to another country, as soon as you think you want to go to that country, start picking up on that language. Because you don't want to wait till the last minute, because then you'll feel like you are inadequate or don't know enough or whatever the case is, be nervous, whatever. And I don't want you to feel that way. So learn your Spanish and you'll be okay, guys. Just be patient with yourself and focus only on yourself. Like if you know that you are doing your Spanish as often as you can and that you're doing really good with it, then that's you. Don't take your eyes off of you and look at somebody else, right? Because someone else may be doing way better than you and now you feel some kind of way. Or you may look at somebody else and see their level of Spanish and be like, oh man, I'm way better than them. And then you may start to slack off. Mind your own business, right? And your own business is for you to learn Spanish for you because your level of Spanish here in Mexico allows you to have the better quality of life. So again, if you're looking at somebody else and how they Spanishing, that ain't got nothing to do with your quality of life. Like you don't want to do a disservice for yourself. So you mind your business when it comes to your Spanish and you get your Spanish on. Even if you are someone who's like me and you hear by yourself, and every time you talk, it kind of echoes because ain't nobody else in the damn room with you. Like you still got to learn your Spanish. Like I don't have that thing where it's just like, hey, how was your day? Hey, how was your hey, hello? Ain't nobody talking back to me. Ain't nobody bouncing Spanish back off to me, like none of that. It's just me. So I'm either gonna have to be sitting here saying it to myself, repeating it to myself, and then like I might sometimes have where I want to. like practice something. So I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna use that word. That is so raggedy. But just different things. But yeah, getting outside and interacting with people. And yeah, that's what it is. There's a lot of different ways. Here in Mexico, there's a lot of different ways for you to learn Spanish. So get your Spanish on. Again, don't be like the people that think that you too good, right? And that people need to cater to you. No, you are here, and this is how you thrive in Mexico is by learning. So learn the language, like you moved to learn and to grow. So get on it. Until then, if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, yeah, put it in the comment section. If you know how to say hey y'all, you can put it in the comment section. I am not gonna look it up. Wait, let me look it up. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm gonna look it up. Hey y'all. I don't do they even know how to say hey Y apostrophe ALL. Hey y'all. Hola a todos. It don't sound right. Hola a todos. Hola a todos. Hello to everyone. Hello at everyone. Hello. Hola a todos. Hey y'all. That's my closest thing, I guess. Hey y'all. Okay, my bad. I'm my bad, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time, hasta luego. Go. Hasta luego. Because there is me in here. Okay, bye, y'all.